Hello, my name is Colorful, and this is a video on how to cred in distilling with a crystal clear 12. Now off the start, you want to pretty much pick a color. I usually pick the blacks, and you want to try and push all of them through. Like, you don't want to ignore the brown pieces, but you want to focus on moving the one color through first. Because then you can set up at the bottom, you can drag your browns down and level everything out, which makes it really easy. You want to try and keep your columns pretty level. So the brown pieces move up on whites, down on the darks. The dark pieces move down on whites and up on the browns. And the white pieces move up on the darks and down on the browns. As you see here, I'm using a black piece to send a series of the brown pieces into and through my column of whites. It's pretty easy once you've memorized which pieces to do which. You want to try and do more than one piece at a time by setting up chains of them, because if you just did one at a time you would get nowhere at all, but if you move all of them that you can, it will work a lot better. As you can see, I'm setting up a chain of the darks here to move into the bottom right corner there, and that's how you pretty much do it. Would be that you get them in a line, move one piece down, put your piece back at the front of the line, and repeat a lot fast. As you distill, you want to try and prioritize using the pieces that are harder to use, like pieces say in the middle or ones that would be stuck at the top or bottom. You want to try and save easy pieces that you can use immediately for the end. So you want to try and use the pieces that'll take longer to use sooner, because then you get them out of the way, and if you run into trouble, you can just use your easy and quick pieces very fast to save yourself. Burning pieces, if you burn 2 white pieces, you will get a burnt piece. There is no score penalty for burning whites unless you actually use the burnt piece and it goes up. Using the burnt white piece, it doesn't count as a regular white piece, but it will still go up like a white piece would. It will ruin your combo, and it will give you a score penalty if you use it. Also, you want to try and get around the spices first, because as I said before, that will take longer, and you want to do the things that take longer first. So you just keep trying to pull as many of your whites back as you can without burning, until eventually you'll decide that you pretty much can't do another column, or it will just go up. It's tricky to figure out when you make that decision. You want to try and save your blacks towards the end, because they will force the column down, whereas the brown pieces are neutral and the column will still go up if you use a bunch of those. At this point here is when I just reached that point myself. So I start, instead of moving the white pieces back, I'm trying to move them forward now. This is where you need a bit of luck, because if the game serves you no more white pieces, you won't get a high combo, but if you get a lot, you can get really good stuff going here. As a general guideline for when I decide I'm at the point where I need to start pulling forward instead of back is when I start getting burnt white pieces because I couldn't remove the whites fast enough, or I have just no colors available to pull the line and back, or because it would take too long because all my darks are at the bottom or something, and I have no darks at the top and all my browns are at the top, then I would start pushing forward at that point. Alternatively, I generally try to have about 6 or 7 lines of whites before I start moving forward. You need to be careful when you're pulling both forward and backwards that you don't make an entire line of brown pieces. You need to use at least one dark piece in your line, because if you have an entire column of brown pieces, the column will go up, and that will absolutely kill your score. In order to cred with a crystal clear 12, you have to have involved some spice without burning too much spice. So it's a lot of luck if you're doing just a 12. In order to get a cred, you have to have done a minimum of 12 though, and even then 12s don't always cred, depending on your luck with the spice. A good way to help yourself when you're trying to move the whites forward at the end is to leave paths of darks and paths of the browns going up and down in that order, so that you can just move your white pieces to convenient spots. I like to try and fill the tops of the columns first and then start filling the middle, because I just find that that's more efficient, because it's easier to move a piece from the bottom to the middle instead of from the bottom to the top, I find. So that's my video on distilling. I hope it made sense, and I hope you guys have some luck and get a cred on a Crystal 12. Have fun.